Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Josh and Adam Paskowitz are both here from The Flies. Josh and Adam, we saw a TV show last, right? Or radio?
No, then they came over here.
We saw them. I think I saw them at a concert or something. K-Rock event?
I don't remember what it was. We saw you somewhere.
Acoustic Christmas?
Hello.
I'm going to go with Acoustic Christmas.
Something like that. Yeah. It was after the TV show.
But you guys came up here after the TV show, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like our fourth time, isn't it? We're real alumni.
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
That's pretty cool, Beavis.
Took Josh 8 seconds to get into the Beavis and Butthead. Whereas last time he bit his tongue for almost 45 seconds.
He'd smoked a little bit. Something more gaming.
Is that what it is?
Dr. Drew.
Now the Flies,
I resemble that remark.
The Flies are a real interesting story, and the reason they're interesting is not only because they surf and play music, but they traveled all around the country. They grew up with a sort of stoner, I mean, the dad was like
he's a surf
philanthropist, stoner guru.
Not stoner.
Doctor.
Never took a drug in his life.
Too.
Stanford graduate.
Right.
Part of the atomic weapons project in the Bikini Islands.
Sure.
He's helped invent the food for NASA, but he gave that all up. Dr. the Shah of Iran, but he gave that up to raise 9 kids and help poor people. That's his real story. And he's a surfer. It started many of the surf spots all around the United States.
Amazing dad.
Yeah.
Invented the Tang and the space cars and
Salt Creek.
Blew up.
And Salt Creek, that's right. He did. Salt Creek's one of his.
Blew up
and the Aqua Dump.
The Bikini Islands in the 1950s. Was it more than one island they were blowing up? Was it the Bikini Islands?
Just the first
I thought it was one Bikini Island.
It is. It's called the Bikini Isles.
Oh, those poor Bikinians over there. You know, they moved them all to another island, and they just subsidized them, and now they all just smoke and shoot pool all day and drink. I mean, it really is a good example of you can't just subsidize people's existence. Because the second all you got to do is go down to the mailbox to get the check, you stop putting shoes on. You just start wearing slippers, watching TV, drinking. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I'm wearing slippers and sweats. All right, I worked that today, though, man.
How you doing?
These poor guys. Drew, do you know anything about these Bikini Islanders?
Thank you. No. I just remember seeing documentaries and what they did.
I know one
thing. They just drink and shoot pool all day.
My dad is one of the last living guys from those tests. Up on his...
Was he examining the people?
No, he was the doctor for...
One of the naval vessels.
One of the main vessel. Yeah. And when you see the explosion, you see all those little boats there?
Yeah.
Right.
All those guys are gone.
Yeah.
My dad's lived this, this incredible dietary lifestyle.
This may explain what happened to...
Right, that's right.
Oh, I see, yeah.
The giant penises.
Gamma radiation.
That's what created my giant penis.
He shoots a web from it, too. Now... So just to clean everything up before we move on with the show, in the 50s we used to do these atomic bombs on an island, which is Bikini Island, and they have this footage of these boats docked around it and the shock wave going through the boats. Right. I didn't know people were on those boats.
13,000 men.
No.
Something like that.
They had decoy boats there too.
But there were a lot of men. Those were some of the largest vessels in the Navy.
No, a lot of what they learned about radiation damage to the human was learned by the people. What happened was they went in the next day to examine those boats that were sitting in the harbor, and the radiation, of course, was very intense. These people got these huge radiation.
And they had like pigs tied up on the island to see what happened and stuff. But I always loved that. Back in the 40s, it's like, okay, we're going to let an atom bomb off. Here, put these sunglasses on, everybody. It's going to be a very bright light.
They had no idea.
You see these guys just in these 3-foot holes in the desert, 400 yards away from ground zero, putting the sunglasses on. As a precaution, you may want to turn your hats backwards. Okay, now, here we go. Put a handkerchief in front of your mouth. Here we go now. Oh, man. All right. Well, I guess we've learned something. Anyway, the Flies have been around Loveline for a while, and they got tons of shows to play. They're going. Give us your schedule for the next week.
We're going to Europe day after tomorrow, and we'll be there for 14 days, and then we come back from the 16th all the way through until June the 7th. We play almost 7 days a week, and we play 4 shows on the weekend.
Oh, kill myself.
We play in D.C. and then in Chicago, and then we go to St. Louis, and Saturday and Sunday these big radio festivals around the country.
And because you grew up in that sort of a gypsy-like environment, did it prepare you for this, or are you already burnt out on it?
I ain't burnt. Do I look burnt out? We just got back from playing Austin, then Portland, then Houston, then back here today. And we've been working interviews all day
They can't tell their dad about that because they took a plane.
Yeah.
Pissed
yeah, Dad wants him to be in a microbus.
It's horse drawn, I think.
Oh, boy, what name is that? Wansa?
Kwanzaa?
Wansa?
Yeah.
Is that your name?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Wansa, you're 27.
Right.
What's happening?
Well, I have a question about some pimple-type things in my genital areas.
Genital?
Genital, yes. My genital area.
Right.
I've had them since before I was sexually active. They come and go. Sometimes I'll get some, and then they'll go away for a couple of months, and then I'll get some more. I've never been worried about them because I had them since before I was sexually
Where
active.
exactly are they?
It varies. Anywhere from the labia down to, the anus area.
Okay.
Anywhere.
All right.
And they look just like pimples, like you would get on your face.
All right.
Like I said, I wasn't concerned about them because I started having them before I was sexually active.
So now why are you concerned?
That I was aware of. I asked my mother about them, and she had them also.
Oh,
then it occurred to me recently.
I am so glad I was not around the table for that conversation.
Oh, no, not around the dinner table, but, my mom and I are very open with each other. So,
Indeed.
I'll say.
But it occurred to me,
when your father was performing oral sex on me, he made a comment about them in 1972.
I forgot how hard this show is.
He what, Wanza?
She and I were both molested by the same man, her father. And it occurred
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa,
my
dude.
grandfather. I mean, her in childhood and then me in childhood also.
Sure.
So you were sexually active
But I was unaware of it until I was, I had suppressed all of it until I got engaged.
She said,
So,
it was happened before I was sexually active that I was aware of.
Right, that I was
Which is
aware
a strange
of.
statement.
Right. So now I'm more concerned about them.
Well, somebody needs to look at it, Wanza. That's the
Okay.
deal. I suspect they are just basically the same thing as a pimple.
Okay.
Because that is something that can occur down there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Are you a little overweight at all?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I've been underweight most of my life.
Well, no, because
I always wanted to
There's
say
a
that
little-
to a chick.
Little
No.
chafing.
No.
Guys of medicine.
no
build up.
No, but yeah, there can be moisture and things in the
Right,
fold.
right.
and all that.
pussy fold.
Hey, it's not like how they jump on the people who are overweight. Look at that.
Well,
You started it.
I just asked a biological anatomic question, guys. You said you helped your dad out in the field. You got used to asking delicate questions.
Yeah, but
and-
I'm sorry, but I thought the funniest way was when she starts to describe him. You're all okay, like that's enough description. Totally necessary.
Where's Grandpa now?
He's dead.
No, that's good.
Oh, yeah. That's lovely. Actually, he died before I even knew anything about it.
What's up with your mom, though? I mean, that she gets felt up by this guy and then she lets him with you.
We worked, of course I dealt with this a lot in intensive therapy.
Sure.
And some of it, my mom was involved with, and she deals with enormous guilt over it. I think a lot of it has to do with, it happened to me in the early 70s, to mid-70s.
Yeah.
And it wasn't talked
molestation.
about.
People didn't know about it.
It was
Right,
all the
it wasn't
rage
as
back then, too.
open as it is now, and
Well,
I think
we're just-
she just was in denial and just thought...
I know. But it's still, and it's the sad part. People that really should know because they've experienced it firsthand are the ones that make the worst decisions. But
when it comes to the parents, they just so idealize them and so much excuse behaviors and assume that things are going to be different.
I know, but listen, everybody. If your dad is willing to feel up his daughter, he is more than happy to feel up his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's not even a stretch for him. And he don't need to have a beer to do that. It'd be noon on Sunday. He'll cop a feel off Grand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does she live in Utah by any?
No.
Why?
Just wondering.
Why?
Why? I just.
Don't answer, Drew. Just tell him to shut up.
Well, ask her.
He's the
No,
man.
I heard of something recently that happened in Utah where
in jail.
In jail, mom was bringing her daughter to be raped by the father in jail. So.
Oh, really?
Just, you know,
Oh.
So that's all good.
Wanza?
Yeah.
Are you in Utah or in jail?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
a name like Wanza.
Wanza, you got to be from
Utah.
Southern California, right?
No, I'm from Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Oh, Texas. All right. I knew you slipped over some border.
Texas.
All right, Wanza. Forgot about that Texas border.
Arizona. Could have been Arizona, New Mexico.
Could have been, yeah. It wasn't Canada. All right, you ready to move forward here? Sonia,
Hi.
speaking of the border, what's going on there?
Well, I just recently gave in to having anal intercourse, and I wanted to know if that can lead to having hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I can cause anal pathology, sure. I mean, well, think
What's
about
pathology? What's
abnormalities.
Oh, really?
Why not?
Pathology is just abnormality?
Abnormal states, basically.
Sonia,
Yes.
who's been trying to talk you into this?
Or they did.
Nobody's talking me into anything. I was willing.
Whoa, you just said you
Finally gave in.
capitulated.
Listen, wise ass. You just started with you'd finally given in.
Well, it's been a long time coming, I guess.
Don't you call that being talked into it?
Well, nobody just gives up the.
But wouldn't that be another way of saying talked into it?
Well, I guess
Okay.
you could say that.
Who talked you into it?
I've been against it. I've never wanted to try it because I'm always think it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt, and it does.
Okay, but nobody talked you into it.
Well, you were right.
And to all you listeners out there, it does.
Who talked you into it? Well, I'll go back with the original question.
My boyfriend.
And what's up with him that he doesn't care enough about you to be concerned about this hurting you or doing something you don't want to do?
Well, I thought he'd get pissed off if I didn't. It was at a time I was...
Who cares?
Well...
She was at a crossroads, Drew. What? Sonia, what's up with you?
Nothing. What's up with you? It was something we...
Yeah?
Foreplay, it went on for quite a while. I got turned on, and
Okay.
he asked me, and I said, okay.
All right. Does he work around metal?
No.
What's he do for a living?
He's a clerk
Clerk? What kind of clerk?
at a store, a grocery store.
Pissed off clerk.
All right. And you're okay? You like men and everything?
I what?
You like boys?
Yes, I do.
All right. All right. You'll be fine. You just did it one time?
No.
They did it a couple times?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Wow.
And it hurts you? You don't like it?
It hurts at first, and then I kind of get into it, and it feels better.
Well, God bless you.
So about an hour and a half into it, it starts to get numb and feels
Tolerable.
okay.
Yeah.
No, we use something.
What?
His penis?
A tire iron.
No. We use, like I said, he will perform oral copulation on me, and
Anally?
One thing leads to another, and then at first he uses his finger, and then we get the KY out.
He sounds gentle.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't want to hurt me. That's why I've been saying no. I've just been afraid, and then once I tried it, it hurt the first time, but then the second time it got better.
Okay.
And it's gotten better ever since. But I've noticed that I've gotten a hemorrhoid since then, and I didn't know if it was because
Well,
of that.
just use your imagination for a second. What do you think? You know?
Well, I talked with my mom about it. I sit outside on the time. It could be because of that.
She opened up about the bumps on her crotch. Sonia talked about the sodomy she'd been receiving.
Mom.
Talked to your mom about anal sex?
No, I talked to her about the hemorrhoid.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go into details. And she was saying, sitting outside on the cold cement all the time, it could.
Yeah, if you're pregnant or you're 60.
What?
I never heard sitting outside on the cold cement.
I've sat on a lot of cold cement before.
She's 24.
Well, I sit out there a lot. I'm outside smoking. I'm allowed
But
to
Sonia,
smoke.
please, just use your imagination for a second. Don't you think that there's a potential there to cause some damage to that area?
Well, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, take it easy.
Check it out now. There's some trouble there, I can tell you that.
Oh, boy.
I've had anal sex. It might even be hemorrhoid. Who knows what it is? I mean, you have fissures and tears and all kinds of stuff.
And put Sonia on hold. I want to send her out some Preparation H and a folding chair. This poor girl supposed to just sit on a slab of concrete if she goes outside. For $8, you get a goddamn lawn chair, and your ass can be like inches away. I mean, 18, 20 inches away from the hard slab. Oh, my God. You know, it's great. It's like, I was like, who talked you into this? Nobody talked me into it.
I make my own decisions.
Boyfriend been bugging me for about 2 years. Amber.
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
Well, I live out here in Littleton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's been a pretty hectic week, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. That's what caused me to call. But my mom and I have been talking about this since it happened, and we have decided that several things would cause kids to do something like this. But we were also trying to think of something that we could do in order to educate some kids on it. And I'm a graduate of a DPS school here in Denver, and I was in student council while I was there. And she suggested to me that we go to the school board with trying to make it mandatory for kids to have a class on community service.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that...
a lot of schools are adopting that sort of thing.
They are?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
What's DPS?
Denver Public Schools.
Oh, Denver Public Schools. Yeah. All right. True. Come on, are you an idiot?
I am calling to ask, number one, how I would go about kicking this off, and number two, if it would really do any good. I don't want all these kids to feel resentment.
The trench coat folk we've spoken to had all been physically or sexually abused.
Wow.
And that fits the profile.
Uh-huh.
And community service is not going to fix a lifetime of abuse.
Right.
And understand, I've said this a million times, kids that are victims of that kind of trauma go out and cast the world in a play where everyone has to act in a certain way towards them, or they don't feel right about who they are.
Uh-huh.
And they will do whatever is necessary to evoke certain sorts of characteristics in people, like dressing wildly, being outcast, getting violent, and continue. And then you take a society in which violence is endemic, then they are also prone to all sorts of behaviors whereby the behaviors are such that it lacks any empathic understanding that other people exist or have feelings, which is part of the outcome of being sexually abused.
Hey, let me ask everyone something. And Drew and I are always sort of confounded by this aspect of when these stories occur. They always seem, at least the media seems, to bend over backwards to try to portray the families as good, stable, God-fearing, upper middle class, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they never dig into the family at all. If the family is horribly abusive, they will label them mildly dysfunctional and leave it at that. And if it's a family, I mean, the only stories I've heard on the two families of these two kids have been they were both religious families. They lived in an upscale suburb. The parents were still together. Everyone loved each other. Fathers were both military men who were decorated and blah, blah, blah. And it's always the way they do it is it's a complete aberration. It's like
the fantasy that those families want to project. And I tell you,
hold on, Drew. Yeah. Why does the media want to portray the fantasy?
They don't know any better because our society has a grave difficulty acknowledging that the human brain is sort of its fabric is established in the first few years of life, and then it sort of builds from there. But when it's plastic, when it's developing, is when the cement dries, or the cement is still forming and ultimately dries. That's what determines the people we have later in life, and it is the family systems that determine the shape that brain's going to take. Why we can't accept that as a society is just unbelievable to me. The most disturbed family systems I've ever seen can often project wonderful images, and you have to really dig before you find out what's actually going on there.
Well, to me, it's a no-duh situation. It's like, when they sit there and say, well, the Menendez brothers, apparently there was some difficulty. And in fact, it's like, yeah, when both brothers decide to kick open the door of the master bedroom and pump the shotgun a few times into mom and dad, I'm assuming there's a little strife at home. When kids decide that it'd be a good idea to get some automatic weapons, some shotguns, go back to their school and start taking some life senselessly, I gotta assume that there's some difficulty at home, or there's been somebody dropped the ball in the rearing process.
Yeah,
somebody may have made a mistake.
It's just physical abuse, and our society does not like to interfere with that. That's parenting.
But we have every news organization from every part of the country and the world camped out on the doorsteps of these people. There's a story coming out of that part of the country every 10 minutes. Every angle is covered except for what the F was going on at home.
Yeah.
I know everybody lived in a nice house, and I know the dad drove a new car and wore a tie, but what the F was going on in there?
Oh, yeah.
How come nobody wants to approach it from that angle? It's like they're chicken or something. Or it ruins the story somehow. We love to just think there's something fascinating or provocative about the idea of normal people snapping.
Yeah.
This is something that we've been in love with as a culture for many years.
Yeah.
The secretary who all of a sudden just sort of snaps and goes into work and starts shooting people. We love the idea of this straight, uptight guy who's played by the rules his whole life finally snapping one day and going on a killing spree. But the reality is that doesn't happen. I mean, Drew is not going to snap. He really isn't.
Some nights, Adam, you're
not going to
you come close. Not towards anyone else.
Are you serious on that?
No.
Okay, the point is these kids don't snap at 16, 17 unless they come from something.
Oh, yes.
Something that would enable them to have that snap ability.
Absolutely.
And we will not touch it. We won't get near it. We'll cover every angle from the internet to where the kids got this, to where they bought the trench coats, to where they got the ammunition. Everything but that. And that, to me, is the only valuable lesson in the entire equation.
True. I read something really indicative of the situation where the mother went and got her hair done, and they interviewed the hairdresser, and her response was, I don't know who that boy was, and I don't want to know who he was. Something, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I thought that was indicative of the way she buried her head in the sand, and she lays it off as to nothing she did or what they did. It just was a snapping of his personality, as though something magically clicked in this kid's head that made him go bonkers, and she doesn't know, so therefore she doesn't want to know.
We really are. We are pathetically naive about mental health. Pathetic.
We are. I mean, in a day and age when we have internets and satellite navigational systems that can pinpoint your automobile within 10 feet of where you are on the globe. When it comes to being progressive psychologically, we're way behind. I mean, it's the only lesson, the only good that can come from a tragedy like this is that people learn something. I mean, here's a real chance to learn something as a society, and we won't even touch that aspect of it.
I think one of the reasons is we have a problem with disorders of will. Hey, it's his free will. He decides to go out and do that. That's it. We don't want to admit that our choices and our behaviors are somehow influenced by the environment and by the upbringing and the personality structure, because that wouldn't be free.
Right.
There's some rules that determine what make people behave certain ways. And I want to say again, I really want to go to Littleton. I'm going. I'm going to go.
I'm saying again, go have fun.
Somebody's got to find something for me to do there, and I'll be happy to do it.
Chop wood or something.
Whatever. Yeah, I will swear to God, that's what I'll do if that's what they want me to do.
All right. Anyone who needs some logs chopped over there, or Drew, you can do handiwork. No, you don't. You're lame.
You have to come for that.
Drew's lame.
You got to come for that.
Drew's so lame. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. Josh and Adam from the Flies are here. We'll hear something from the Flies CD with who's announces
That's our drummer, Mickey.
Yeah, he's insane. That's right.
Totally insane.
Holiday Man is the name of the CD, and we'll be back after this.
Okay, so come on down off the tires.
This is not your parents' worst.
The weekend of July 21, KFMA.
Hey, it's Loveline. What do you know, everybody? Josh and Adam are both here from the Flies. Dr. Drew is over there from Pasadena. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191.
Do we have to stop talking about how badly our society misses what goes on that creates these sort of monsters?
I don't really blame society. I know this sounds sick, or sounds juvenile or something, but I just blame the press. I know it sounds convenient, but
I really believe
that is your story, all you pussies. That is your story.
I also
Go get it.
believe it runs against our sense of individualism, because, again, if we admit that we are a product of some sort of environmental influence and specific genetic makeup, and a lot of things are sort of determined by that, then where is freedom and where is individualism? We're really not individuals. We're products
Especially in
of our
America.
families. Yeah, Americans can't handle that. I deal with this with addicts all the time, and addiction is a disorder of free will. Oh, no, you can't tell me that, because it's America. I can do whatever I want. What do you mean, telling me I have a disorder of will? I'll do what I want. You got a cigarette? They're always, the next thing they want to do is get high. Well, guess what? That's not because they're free to choose to do it. It's the biological event is occurring in their brain that requires them to do it.
Yeah, as I was saying to everyone during the commercial, painting these guys as sort of normal, average kids from normal, average, upper class families who just snapped is pretty scary to other kids who think people could snap at any time. Because, listen, if everything was great on the home front and these two just snapped, what's to stop anyone else from snapping? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're all potential snap victims.
Well,
here.
we were just talking about that Charles Ning guy whose dad came before the judge to get him to not be executed, and he had talked about how you should blame me because, we come from an upper middle class family and I have a good wife and da-da-da, but secretly I've been beating this kid violently for his whole childhood. And there's no question that he grew up to be a serial killer.
They should have just taken the father away right then.
Yeah.
Right then. That's it. Okay.
Hey, listen, I am so fine with that, everybody. I mean, I would be the judge, and I would say, hold on. You're saying that we shouldn't kill him because he's a product of your violent beatings and that he wouldn't have tortured and killed families? And this guy killed... He killed a family, mother, infant, and father. I mean, tortured in the basement. I'd say, you're saying if he wasn't the product of your beatings, he wouldn't have done all this? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Okay, strap him in. Put him on his lap. You're going to, brother. God damn it, you're going to. I mean, isn't that what you're saying? Yeah. You're saying, hey, I created this monster who went on to kill 12 or 15 people in a ritualistic, torture-ristic sort of manner. So, isn't that saying you're going to?
Get the torches out and run on the castle.
Fine, yeah, why not?
That's true.
Put him down. What are we losing? I mean, come on. And then we got a debate over what to do with this guy who tortured people. I said last night, and then we're getting back to these calls, I swear to God.
Music.
We're going to talk about, here's the music. We're going to talk about some herpes or something.
That's what I'm here for, is the herpes.
I said last night, every jury should treat the killers, when they do the sentencing, as if there was a family member.
Their own family member.
Their own family member that was in the basement and was the subject of that torture. Then go ahead and make your decision, because that's how you should do it. If you distance yourself from it, hey, it's someone else's kid, it's someone else's family, it's not my pain, I don't know the people. Well, then of course, why put him to death? Why do whatever
you
to him?
Step away from all that and get into some legal abstractions.
What's that?
Yeah, so
he ate a Twinkie before he did.
Make sure to protect his rights, and he ate a Twinkie, whatever.
Pop Rocks and Pepsi.
Well, he had an accomplice, that guy as well, who also was sexually abused.
Of course. I don't know. Either there's three ways that people get this way. One is something happens in the uterus. They're exposed to some drugs, they have some genetic event, something happens that really screws with the biology. Second way is we create a monster, which we've been talking about. Third is some profound biological mental illness, schizophrenia, manic depression, which is, not the run-of-the-mill stuff either. The top, where somebody's detached from reality. No, there's lots of bipolar out there. This would have to be extreme case where somebody's completely detached from reality. And even in that situation, it have to be biology plus some pretty gross, gross environmental events.
Would that be like pimples?
Yeah, like that.
All right, I'll tell you what. Yeah, so this Ming's dad should go too, right?
No problem with that? It's not my decision, but I think it's pretty gory.
Well, he beat the crap out of the kid, and the kid went on a killing spree. He started the gears in motion. All right, listen, we'll take a very quick call, and then we'll hear some music, all right? What? Who do you want to talk to?
Quick.
Penis has grown an inch in the last 2 months. Why?
That's me.
I thought. Kyle.
Yeah.
Your penis has grown an inch in the last 2 months?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Well, I'm not complaining. I mean, don't get me wrong about that at all.
Talk slow. What have you been eating now?
What's that?
Very slowly. What have you been eating?
Well, I've just been having a regular diet. I mean, I've been trying to work out, actually, so I've been eating more meals in a day, but I don't think that has anything really to do with it.
Anything else changing in your life?
Yeah.
What about
so anyway, it's just like, in the last 2 months, I've been working out, and I probably put on about 7 or 10 pounds, somewhere about 170, and I'm 6'1", so I'm at average height and weight.
You're not taking steroids?
No, I'm not taking steroids
supplements, medication, anything like that?
No, I've never been on any type
All right, there's a couple ways it can happen. One is you're 21. This might just be the end of the, if you will,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, growth spurt that you're sort of, this is going to be your genetic load, as they say.
True, you work spurt and load right into the same penis equation. God bless you.
Yahtzee.
And working out can increase your testosterone levels, and some people. There are theories that men can have some change when they rise to positions of power or they work out a lot. Both those cause your testosterone levels to rise quite substantially.
Rise, spurt, and load are the three words you worked in.
I'm concerned about the pain, though, because it's like just within the last month, and it's.
How do you know it's grown an inch?
Well, I mean, you don't measure. I do. I mean, I don't think that's too weird.
The pain?
Well, no. He asked how did I know it grew? But I didn't notice because it started to hurt, and it's just kind of like that dull pain that you have when you're like 14 and you're having growing pains kind of thing. And it's just like super sore, and I'm just like, wow.
What did it go from?
Growing pains in your penis?
What's that?
What did it go from?
About 6 to about 7 and a quarter.
My God, could you imagine? By the time he's 40, his penis will be 27 inches.
I hope not. I mean, I don't want to get John Holmes or anything going on.
At 34, it's not going to happen anyway.
Okay. All right, Kyle. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
Let me try to explain this. The yardsticks, they have a standard and a metric side. Perhaps you have the thing flipped over. No?
What's that?
Okay. You didn't have it on the metric side?
Not at all. That'd be kind of embarrassing.
All right, Kyle. Keep working out.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Don't worry.
All right. We've never had this call, have we?
We've had stuff kind of like that. Not quite as clear as that. We've had stuff where we doubted people were measuring proper, they're telling the truth. But
I don't think it was measuring properly.
At 21, you can still have some growth. Sure. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes?
Oh, yes.
An inch in 2 months?
Yes.
Maybe if you lose weight, lose a little weight.
Said he put weight on.
When they grow in spurts. They do.
God, I love that he can say all these things under the guise of medical advice.
I know, but we can still laugh at him. Thank you. All right, we're going to play the song that put the Flies on the map. This is from Holiday Man. Oh, we do? Let's just play a song. Come on. Flies off of Holiday Man. We will take a quick time out. We'll be back with more Loveline after this.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute.
Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Drew. Adam and Josh are both here from the Flies, the two brothers. They is doing a lot of traveling, but they're not scared of hard work. We were just discussing that. Drew?
Yeah.
You ready to go?
This is Mini Pearl book you brought in.
I didn't bring that in. That was here when I got here. But I'm a big fan. Carrie?
Hi.
You're 22.
I am.
What's going on?
Well, basically, I became engaged on February 5th of this year to someone I've been dating for 5 years. And the first week of April, I went on vacation. I came back, and everything was missing out of my apartment that was his. We didn't live together. And I went over to his place and talked to his roommate, and he basically just said he's gone. He's gone.
How long after he proposed?
He proposed February 5th, so a couple months.
And he left?
He didn't leave. His parents came and got him.
Ooh.
They live in Connecticut. I live in California. We both go to Chico State.
Came and got him.
How old is he?
He's 24.
Anything we should know about him?
Basically, it's his stepfather and his mother who took him. They're fairly wealthy people, and they supported his life. They paid for everything.
Has he been a screw-up or unstable in some way?
No, he has been, one of the greatest kids a parent could have. However, I do know that his stepfather was horrible to him when he was younger.
How do you just collect a 24-year-old?
Yeah.
His roommate just said it was his stepfather who came out. The mother didn't have the guts to came.
I think you mean cummed.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm upset. I'm confused.
That's all right.
Maybe he'll come back. A couple of months. He may come to his senses if he loves
call him?
I tried calling the moment I got home. I was hysterical. I called in Connecticut, and the number was blocked to my apartment. So I went over back to his place and tried to call from there, and that number had been blocked. So I went over to a girlfriend's and called, and I got through to his mom, and she basically said, don't call here. It's not worth it. If you want to ever see him again, don't call here.
Hold on. Let's have a little sidebar here, gentlemen.
She's turning tricks.
There's just
something is missing.
There's a huge chunk of this puzzle that we're not privy to at this point.
Either about him or about her, or both.
Right.
Some big pieces of information.
Well, I think it's got to be about him. If
it's on the order of he spent 5 years in a psychiatric hospital before he went to college, or she is they met her at a strip bar and she's still having trouble stopping the old career. And
that could be.
That'd be
Let's
good.
hope.
Let's
Carrie,
hope so.
Hi.
Tell us what we need to know about this story that you haven't told us.
The only thing that
Yes.
that I know of that upset them is he really didn't have a lot of contact with them. They got really upset that he wouldn't call a lot.
Tell us the part that we need to know, not the part that you want us to know.
Or the part that you don't want the parents to know.
There's none. We've been dating since high school. I'm an equine science major. He's an architectural engineer major. We're both going somewhere. We never lived together. No kids, nothing sick like that.
Strange culture.
Different religion?
No, both Catholic. Our parents met. They liked each other.
What are you doing to those horses?
Training them.
Is he done drugs or anything himself?
No, never. He's not even really a big drinker. I mean, he'll go out with the guys, but that's it.
And he's not attempted to contact you?
Oh, yes, he's tried. He sent me letters, and they're really apologetic, and don't worry, everything will be okay.
Maybe it will.
But at the same time, what do I do? Just sit here and...
All right, well, why don't we call him?
Why don't you call him?
Why don't we call him?
You want to call him for me?
Yes.
Why don't we call him?
Yes.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
All right.
There we go. Because we got to find out what the hell's going on here.
Okay.
Does he have his own number?
He doesn't. It's his parents' number.
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Good. Well, so
Can
it's
we
5
call
in the
long
morning.
distance?
I think we can.
You want
Listen.
his email?
No. Listen to me. But Carrie, there's still a piece of the puzzle missing, which is he is a 24-year-old adult male who's 6 years past the point when he should be able to stand up to his parents and say, "Hey, listen, I'm in love with this woman. Where do you think I'm not going anywhere. What are you talking about?"
Especially you're suggesting he's been away from home since high school.
He has.
And what's the part about stepdad collecting him? Did stepdad just show up unannounced
with a gun?
and say, "Pack your bags, we're going to the airport"?
They drove his car all the way to Connecticut from here.
Listen to me, Carrie. Here's the part that you're not listening to.
Okay.
He had a part in this, a bigger part than you're admitting to yourself.
Okay.
You understand? If he wanted to stay in Humboldt, where the hell are you calling from? Same place. You just grow weed and you listen. You listen to lesbians strum the guitar.
No.
Please, I know the lifestyle over there.
We're from the Bay Area. We're normal.
And the point is, if he wanted to stay there, he would have stayed.
Why was he in California for high school, for instance?
His parents, he grew up in the Bay. They moved to Connecticut 3.5 years ago.
Okay. But Carrie, he may be wanting to break up.
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like, let's put it like this. Let's say he was madly in love.
Mm-hmm.
Would he have gone along with this? Would he have even left his apartment?
He'd be back.
Unless there was something really wrong with him.
From what his roommates and all of his guy friends said, is that he did not want to go. He was devastated about the whole thing, and they basically said, you don't have a choice.
Why don't we try to call one of the roommates?
You want to call his roommate?
Yeah, let's call his roommate.
Yeah, we got to find what's going on.
All right, we'll put you on hold, Carrie.
There are kings that have abdicated thrones for the love.
Yes.
I mean, come on. He can't take Southwest Air Flight 1178 from LaGuardia.
And that's sort of age appropriate to stand up to parents at a certain point. And
Step-parents, for Christ's sake.
Maybe
this is a stepdad.
Mistreated him.
Listen, I don't even like my real dad. Stepdad, forget about it. I'd like out front in the apartment with the rock salt and the shotgun.
Oh, yeah, your
first one's not going over your head, brother.
No, he said, I'm going to cut you off. He said,
she hung up?
Yeah. All right, here's what's going on with Carrie, who just
doesn't
hung
wanna
up.
know.
She doesn't want to know.
Yeah. Of course.
But the reality is everybody just listen to the actions, not the words. This, he said he loved me. He gave me a ring. He this, he that. He built a shrine to me. But he's banging hookers and he's out all night. Blah blah blah. And he says he loves me too much to move in or perform oral sex on me. Blah blah blah. This guy's 24 years old. He moved.
And you didn't hang up on her, did you?
She hung up.
Oh yeah, the dad said I'll cut you off, and he said, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm out of here." You know,
no,
they
they went, "What are you doing? We'll support you. We'll just you come back and stay with us, and we'll say that it was our response." I mean, he's dependent at 24 anyway, which
right.
is
He's kind of cowardly, so he told his roommates to sort of cover for him. Yeah. He feels
he's
bad.
out of there. He's
out of there. He's out of there. Yeah. And the
rich are weird. I have personal experience.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I did. Allison?
Yeah?
You're 15.
Yep.
What's going on?
I was just wondering if it was, like, normal, because I'm only 15, and I really like sex a lot, and I was just wondering if that was normal or if something was wrong with me.
Did something happen to you that might skew things a little bit?
Well, when I was, like, a little bit littler, one of my brothers molested me once, but...
Well, there's a funny thing that happens to people when they're traumatized in childhood, is that all becomes sort of etched into the part of the brain that creates your sexuality, and so there can be a lot of sexual energy generated from these difficult experiences.
How old were you?
I think, I can't even really remember. I was in between the ages of 6 and 8.
And how old is your brother?
I don't know how old he was at the time, but now he's like 35.
Do you think it might have happened more than once?
Yeah.
No, I know it only happened once.
Oh, he's 20 years older than you?
Yeah.
Well, let's do the math. You're between 6 and 8. He's 20. I mean, that's a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were talking about a 9-year-old on a 7-year-old, not a 29-year-old.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Oh, my brothers are really older.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you really ought to look into the sort of new field of sexual addiction, because there are ways to manage these behaviors that grow out of these awful experiences, because such as they are, sex is never going to be gratifying to you. It's always going to be just this urge to do more, to try to get fulfillment, and it's never going to work.
Yeah, because it's not really about sex, is it, at that point?
No,
it's more about filling some sort of void that's been taken from you.
Yes, sir. That's exactly.
Allison?
Yeah?
What's up with your family?
I don't know. It's just that one that's ever scared me or done anything.
Yeah, but how do you... I mean, I don't know. I don't know why it's so... well, it is disturbing, but why it's extra disturbing that the guy's 28, he's coming back home to hang out with his 7-year-old sis, and he's copping a feel. I mean, this guy's a serious criminal. This guy's got serious problems.
Yeah, he did the same thing to my niece, too.
That's nice.
Okay. What is being done with this guy?
I have never told anybody about it. I've always been scared.
Allison, you got to tell us.
How do you know this has been done to your niece?
Because she came out with it, and he went to jail for it.
Oh, that's good. His daughter, your niece?
No, it was my other brother's daughter.
Oh, boy.
Sounds like a real quality human being.
And how's the family? Other than this guy? Something's up.
They're not, like, as bad as him.
But...
that I know of, they haven't done anything like that. I'm pretty sure, my dad sexually sexually abused my sister.
Oh, except for that, everything's fine.
All right, but other than that, it's a Norman Rockwell type family. Okay, listen.
Dad's an alcoholic too.
Allison, hang on a second.
Okay.
We got to take a break. It's amazing what passes for sort of adequate or normal.
This is what we're talking about, though, right? That family. Let's talk to the neighbors around that family. Middle class family, 7 kids. They were great.
They loved each other very much.
They love each other. They had a great out there in the park on Sunday afternoon. They seemed to be having a great time. Okay, all right,
great. We'll take a little break. The Flies are here. We'll be back after this.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
Hey there, it's Loveline. We'll take a quick 10-second time out, and we'll be back with more Loveline in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
Loveline on 92.9.
1 KFMA.
Yeah, Mike's pissed because we go to break late every time. You know, I was telling somebody, I don't know, doing some interview with somebody, and they said, you've been doing the show, you know, TV show, radio show, you do it every night. You've been doing it for a while now. Do you get burnt out? Do you get tired of doing it? Are you tired of hearing people and their problems? And I thought for a while, and I thought, yeah, I guess I am. And then I thought, you know what? Every single night, I go to every single break late.
Because you're into what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, I've been yelled at 100 times that we go to break at 10:20, we do it at 10:37, and then we have to go in at like 53, at like 10:53, so we can make the top of the hour thing.
You never do.
I'm late every single night.
And I think it's because I sit here reacting to it that you have to sort of go a little the other way.
You think I'm rebelling?
Yeah.
Shut Drew's mic off. I've had enough of this hypotheses here.
Whatever.
Josh and Adam are both here from The Flies.
But isn't it amazing? I'm amazed. I've been doing this for 15, 16 years, and I am into it every night.
Well, not every night. I usually have to poke you with a stick.
All right, not every night. But it's...
Is that what that
you know what? Let's put it this way. As tired as I am some nights, I'm still compelled by what's going on here.
All right, let's just finish up with Allison here. So... Anyway, her family's sort of a mess, and there's a lot of sort of molestation and stuff going on.
All over the place.
All over the place.
And that gets sexualized when you hit around age 13, 14. All right, Allison?
Yeah.
So here's your goal in life, Allison. It's not to be damned to the future that your family mapped out for you. Meaning, don't have kids and F them up like what was done in your family, and do not be on autopilot. You're acting out right now. You need to work some things out and not be just a sort of robot or android, as Josh would like to say, that was just sort of created and then set on this path, and then you're sort of doomed to it.
A lot of this, Allison, tends to come from issues pertaining to shame and lack of self-worth.
Yeah.
In terms of if you sort of put a source of some of this behavior. And I heard a great quote on how people with these sorts of sexual compulsions feel about themselves. I think I brought this up the other night. An addict said of himself, he said, I feel like a piece of ass around which the whole world revolves.
Right. It's very true. It's very true. It's like narcissism meets low self-esteem, which it's a horrible combination, but one you see a lot.
A lot.
Especially, all you got to do is turn the TV on, actually. Or tune in our show and just listen to Drew. Jesse.
Yeah?
It's just low self-esteem meets low self-esteem.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Jesse, you're 14.
Yeah. I kind of got into a little bit of a bike accident, and I ended up landing on my handlebars with my crotch.
Ooh. That was bad.
Congratulations.
Were you attached to your crotch at the time?
And more importantly, did your crotch remain attached to you?
Yeah, it did. I got 8 stitches on my scrotum, though. It ripped it open.
Did the testicle fall out?
No, it didn't. It stayed in there, thank God.
Okay, all right. So you're fine.
And I wanted to know if this would lower my sperm count.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I doubt it.
Have you counted them?
Well, you can't count them. You can
I think
only
you'll be
weigh
fine,
them.
Jesse. I mean, you surely should have your urologist follow up with you to make sure there's no actual injury to the testy itself, because sometimes they can fracture and need some repair, too. Were you just sewed up in the emergency room?
Not quite the emergency room, but...
Like an urgent care center?
Yeah.
Did they do an ultrasound?
No.
Okay, definitely see a urologist just to make sure everything's okay, all right?
Are you masturbating yet?
No.
No, you're not at that age yet?
No.
Thank God, you'd probably kill yourself.
Just the bike injuries.
No, but I did do a lot of... I did ask the doctor.
Well,
that would...
Well, wait a minute. Wait, have you stopped since the injury, or had you not started yet?
I had not started.
Okay, good.
Don't.
Could you imagine?
Try not to.
Imagine if he just got underway.
Underway.
I mean,
it's like a plane flight taking off.
Isn't there a rare amount of
turning
people
back.
that get that type of injury to the balls, and then isn't it cancer that can happen?
No.
I mean,
I've seen some awful testicle injuries too.
Really?
They can fracture and bleed and
like what?
My ankles hurt.
Like a hydrocele.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Hydrocele, no big deal.
That's just the most disgusting thing that exists.
Most of us will be damned to something like that at some point.
Are you serious? Me?
Yes, you.
Even you?
No, not me.
The hydrocele, you mean inside of the sac?
The size of a grapefruit.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just cyst.
Where'd you see that?
A friend of mine. My dad said he'd tap it for him, but I couldn't go through it.
Like a party ball.
It'll come back.
So simple.
I tap. Imagine if that your hand was in your scrotum. I mean, my
hand will be in my
scrotum, but your hand.
I have this lump on my palm that Drew attempted to tap, but he's not like your dad.
My dad's good at those.
Your dad would have done a better job. He didn't have a big enough bore syringe. He shoved it in there and he sucked out what he could. He got I don't know 10 cc's worth
3 or
of
4 cc's.
Oh,
yeah,
it seemed like more. Oh, it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was too thick to get out through the bore of the syringe. It wasn't
so
good.
I expressed it.
Wow.
He stepped on it.
Usually they have to. With this guy, they had to remove it. It was also too thick.
Well, they always come back. They just remove it. So.
Yeah, but
I think they put a fake one in.
I mean, don't you get?
Oh, they took everything out.
Yeah.
Don't you get over to the hospital when it gets the size of, let's say,
walnut,
ping pong ball or walnut?
It's actually an elective surgery. It's not something that you go to the doctor and you're all right.
You know what's really funny is that my brother Jonathan went on this horse ride in Costa Rica with all these famous surf guys, and one of them was thrown from the horse, and he did that to his nutsack, except it blew up so bad that it was like he was walking around with a wineskin, holding like a big, a big like sky blue wineskin.
Oh,
it's a wineskin.
Like you mean what you put around like a bottle?
Yeah, a giant a
hammock.
Yeah.
Oh, man. In Costa Rica,
In Costa Rica, of all places.
They have good urologists there, do they, Drew?
They're known for that.
People fly to Costa Rica to have those sorts of delicate procedures done?
Yeah.
Carmine, you're 17.
Carmine?
The caller that is going by Carmine,
the artist formerly known as Carmine.
After heavy drinking, he's having anxiety attacks.
Well, that is a part of the alcohol withdrawal syndrome, and he needs to take that very, very seriously. That can lead to DTs, and that's a potentially fatal process.
What about the alcoholic effects on the girl before? I don't want to bring this up, go back, but like when you have people that have that negative spiral, low self-esteem, combined with alcoholism,
that's when you truly see sexual addictions. That because the biological, it's not so much that they're involved with other drugs, that the biological reward that's delivered from sex is very similar to the biological reward delivered by drugs, and so it becomes a progressive biological process in addition to a psychological.
Because I was thinking about her, where she said where she wants to. So I was thinking like the lowering of the inhibitions. Like you think of her in her life where she goes out on a Friday night, has a couple of beers maybe, and then that need.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So do you think that these kids that have had this experience need to say, well, I need to also stay away from these elements?
Oh, absolutely. It's a recovery from all sorts of ancillary mechanisms of dealing with negative feeling states.
Yeah,
you got to start dealing with them directly. And that's what recovery's about.
But I think what Adam's saying is if you feel like you're prone to violence or rape or whatever, pedophilia, don't put down a few beers because you're going to get loosened up enough to make a move.
Yep.
All right. Claudia?
Yes?
What's happening?
Although, again, marijuana might be the treatment of choice.
Hey, we want everyone to smoke pot and sit home and stare at that zit on their forehead until they fall asleep. Freaked out.
Hi.
Oh, that's a telling laugh from John. That's an awesome laugh.
What a nice sort of
affirmation.
Coda.
God, you just set him in motion for another 10 years.
Go ahead, Claudia.
Hi, it's Loki from Lord of the Flies. I want to tell you guys that when I'm ever out of work, I'm for sure to see you guys and listen to you guys on my TV. I work at Target, and every time we have you guys on the videotape for the promotion of you guys' CD, I totally have to watch it every time I go to work because you guys just totally.
Is that your sexual? Is that your sexual problem?
Yeah.
Oh! I didn't know that part of it. Oh, thank you so much.
What Target do you work at?
Southgate.
Southgate, right? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, well, I'm also known to be the rudest person there, so
If you ever...
you're into the flies.
That's the type of fans we like.
Rude girl.
Rude girl.
How you doing over there? Have they promoted you in a while?
I'm sorry, what was it? Oh, no.
No, okay, good.
I hate my job. No, I'm kidding.
Target's a great place.
Chez Target.
Oh,
my favorite. I could spend $1 million in there a year.
That's the fallacy of Target. It's got everything.
I could spend.
And you think you're getting big bargains.
You aren't.
You're just buying everything.
Yeah. I've been there, I think, once or twice, and you just walk up and down the aisle and just start. You need something bigger than a shopping cart there. I mean, because you're like, oh man, look at it. It's a 70-pound chub pack of ground beef. I need that.
It's the Igloo, a self-heating and cooling auto thing. There's fishing gear. I go all over across the country. I go to those places. Just in the household stuff alone. I mean, just the detergent and all that crap.
Wait till you have kids. That's where you go.
I think I will. Thanks.
Really? You're just going to go?
You're
gonna have kids?
I'm going to wait a little while.
Okay.
Don't you go to those big Price Club type places?
That too, but Target somehow makes you feel like you're attempting to do the same thing.
Right. On a slightly smaller scale.
No, you're just having a much more sort of extravagant experience.
It's a tool.
Price Club.
It's not the Price Club.
The Price Club is that's such an American thing. It's like, I think I'm going to go buy 10,000 taquitos.
Yeah. Price Club is great. It's like, do you need a 70-gallon drum of ragu? Well, listen, I may not finish it, but I'm going to have kids, and then they can will it to their kids. Here's what we left you in the will. We left you the car, the house, and 30 gallons of ragu that was left from the 70-gallon drum that Adam bought in 1987.
Yeah, it's a special 100 tacos for $100.
The problem with those places, too, is it ruins you for other places, especially for stuff like booze. Like, you go in there, you see a bottle of, Crown Royal for $9 or something. Then you pull into the Vendome and you see it for like $77.50, and you go, oh, no. I mean, it ruins you. The prices ruin you. But it's kind of weird, the whole membership thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to sign up to buy stuff.
Target.
Okay.
That's the answer.
Sarah?
Yeah?
You're 16.
Yeah, I don't know how to word this question, but I have problems getting into relationships, afraid of intimacy type thing.
Anything that we should know about your history that might have led to that?
I don't know. This is what happened. I've been on a few dates. I've never had a boyfriend or, a relationship. And I just met this guy, and he's so perfect. And I like him a lot, but I don't know what my problem is, but I can't get into this relationship. I want to go out with him, but I can't.
Have you ever lost somebody close to you?
No.
Where's your dad?
He's at home.
So mom and dad still together?
Yeah, but it's not a great relationship. They stayed together for the
There you go.
brother.
So your model of what is a male and female relationship is pretty bogus, unpleasant,
and scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah, it's normal at your age to be very anxious about relationships.
I feel like it's never going to happen, and
some people get so bad it actually reaches sort of a diagnostic circumstance we'd call social phobia, which is where you're completely freaked out by socializing and trying to manage normal social situations. But to be afraid of and anxious about one-on-one and intimacy, that's normal for your age. But you need to just get in there and start doing it in some fashion. You have to find a way to get yourself used to the idea of relating to people you want to be close to. Well, you don't have to have a lifelong attachment. You don't have to be sexually active. It's better if you don't at your age. But to get in there and just start getting familiar with relationships, I think, is important.
Well, and also the thing that's scariest, I think, about being 15, 16, 17, or whatever is you feel like, hey, this is it. I mean, whatever you feel like, whatever you look like, whatever you smell like, this is it. I mean, for the rest of your life.
Well,
you're sort of
now is forever.
Now is forever.
Yeah.
Now, wherever you are in the 11th grade, you're sort of damned to, for good or bad, for the rest of your life.
Well, or the 8th grade. And yet, when you're 11th grade, you forget what the 8th grade was even.
Right. So here's what we're saying. You're 16. You're a little nervous out on a date. You're freaking out. You think this is the way life is going to be. And nobody's life is like it was when they were 16, even at 19. And if it is, then you're kind of a loser if you really think about it.
I have to say mine kind of is, though.
Loser!
I still surf. I date, it's about the same age group.
Emotionally. All right, but emotionally, you're not where you were.
Really?
At 16.
I could tinker around with like little electronic things.
Okay, but you didn't have a bunch of phobias at 16.
I don't now.
Okay, well, the point is I'm not saying throw out all the good stuff. I'm not saying if you worked out, exercised, and had a healthy respect for the elderly at 16, you should be lethargic, fat, and beat the crap out of the elderly at 20.
You're just trying to clarify your point.
I'm saying you can keep some of the good things, but I just mean whether it's a couple of zits on your forehead or your voice cracking or not hitting it off with the opposite sex the way you'd like to. Things change and things progress.
Right.
You're not damned to the life that you are living at 16 unless it's surfing and getting laid.
That's right.
And in which case it's fine. And you cling to that with both hands like Adam has done over here. Okay. Drew?
We play a song?
You want to do that? Wait a minute. When do we play? We play a song? Oh, we play. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. You're right.
Yeah.
This is from The Flies off of Holiday Man. It is called Afraid. It's The Flies. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is still The Flies. That was Afraid, just another good song off of Holiday Man. Those guys are here. At least Adam and Josh from The Flies are here. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more after this. No, I've been working 7 days a week, and I work every night, and I work every day, and I don't see her that much, and that's what keeps the relationship strong.
Did your dad come and get you?
I want to ruin this. He took me back to Connecticut with him.
How can you imagine your folks in Connecticut? In Connecticut.
Living in Connecticut? Yeah. They don't even, people in North Hollywood don't even like the Carollas living there. It's bringing the real estate down. Amanda?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
My best friend's boyfriend is asking me to have sex with him.
Best friend.
Go for it.
All right. Well, you have to, right? I mean, by Indian law, right?
You only live once.
Why are you even spending time concerning yourself with this guy?
Because he's my best friend. He's my best guy friend.
Wait. Didn't you say your best friend's boyfriend?
Your best friend's gay?
No. Okay, like, I have a best friend who's a female and a best friend who's a guy.
And they both go out together.
And they go out together?
Yeah.
So your best friend's boyfriend is your best friend, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We should have read into that. We're all stupid. Yeah, we should have known. Idiot.
Just have a threesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
I'm going to, again, say, why do you spend any time with this guy? He's not your friend. He's...
well, he's going to break up with her also.
Oh, okay.
Well, then why don't you let him take care of that relationship?
Oh, well, listen.
And this is not a friendship either, by the way.
Listen, hey, Screwball, do what you want.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, Amanda, that's what you want to do, right? Go ahead. Go ahead. Just don't get pregnant, right?
I know that, but I mean, I'm worried that it'll hurt my best friend.
No, you don't care. They're going to break up, right?
Yeah, but still.
Okay. Well, listen. You know what the right thing to do is?
What?
Not to get involved with their relationship that way. But it sounds like you have plans to do that. So
you're wasting your wind. Why
the internal struggle? Just do it,
or just don't do it. This is bogus.
Oh, it is.
It's that detached. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's bogus.
It's bogus.
I believe her.
I'm serious.
Okay. Well, do what you want.
So you're going to screw up your friendship with both people, and the guy is some sort of an abusive a-hole because he's disrespectful of your girlfriend, and he could care less about you. He's not a friend. Yeah, go ahead. Enjoy.
There's got to be other guys in the world. Is that the last guy?
How old is she again?
17.
17.
You're straight into it. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
17? Yeah.
Amanda, why would you do this to your best friend?
Well, I don't plan on her finding out.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
That's a perfect 17-year-old response.
That's great.
I'm afraid that she's going to find out, and if she does, it's going to hurt her.
Okay. Well, then you don't do it.
But I want to.
All right. Well,
go ahead. Or dream about it.
I got an idea. Go on a national radio program and tell everyone you're going to do it.
Nobody knows who I am.
Then she'll never figure it out.
Amanda,
you're a genius.
Just don't get pregnant.
I don't plan on getting pregnant.
Okay, Sweet Pea. and here's what I want you to do. Do everything you want to do for the rest of your life, okay?
It's your world. Go for it.
Your world. All right?
Check it out now.
Don't no impulse control. If you want something, you take it.
Think what a happy message that is for people.
It's your world.
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
That is how to create misery in one easy way.
Right.
For you and everyone around you.
But from the misery, doesn't there arise some kind of a zen? I mean, if you survive the misery, somehow you've learned
there's
it.
all sorts of immediate gratification that's fleeting and ends up with more shame and more guilt and more lack of self-worth and less emotional.
It shows low class more than anything else.
But wait a second. But inevitably, you either live through it and heal yourself or find some kind of a...
No, you just keep going. That's the whole point about this, is you can go on and on and on. You're just like an alcoholic or a heroin addict. I mean, you can just keep filling that void until it doesn't work anymore, and you can go a long way before the house of cards falls.
Bob?
Yeah.
You're 25?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I've been feeling kind of suicidal lately.
How lately?
Yeah, over the last couple of years.
Oh, wow.
Been treated?
No.
How come?
I don't know. I guess I've been in denial for a long time.
All right. Are you using drugs or anything like that also?
Yeah, I've been an alcoholic since like 14 or 15.
You been in recovery ever?
I tried AA one time, and I didn't really get along with the people there, and I went into detox once, and I gave up on that after a few days.
All right, so you've never been involved in any meaningful treatment?
No.
Why don't you give that another try? All alcoholics are depressed, 100%. And about 80% of alcoholics' depressions will go away just with recovery.
What about Foster Brooks?
Now,
Was he upset?
Now,
funny. He's having a good time.
The fact that you're having suicidal thoughts, though, really creates sort of an urgency to all of this, in that your life is in danger because of how you're feeling.
What about an antidepressant?
Well, you know, the rule of thumb is you don't treat an alcoholic with antidepressants until they've been sober in the program for at least 30 days, preferably 90 days. But again, if somebody's life is in danger, you're going to be kind of aggressive, and he probably would end up on antidepressants.
I had a lot of stuff went on when I was a kid.
All right, so there's a lot of reason to carry all this negative stuff with you.
A lot of abuse from an uncle.
All right, go get treatment, Bob. You don't have to feel like this. There's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do, Bob?
I haven't even been able to hold down a job for like the last 6 years.
What do you love?
Nothing.
Yeah, see, you know what? Actually,
you're depressed.
I kind of have been in this kind of situation before, where you're on drugs and you're fat and you're bummed out and you're depressed and you don't like yourself anymore. And for me, like going away to a foreign country and being like really kind of like taken to a different kind of level of existence, where everything is a little bit more like basic, you know what I'm saying, where you're concentrating more on just the fundamentals of survival and less on how overwhelming and how incredibly hard regular everyday life can be for people in that situation of depression.
Yeah, but he's like, he can't go to Tibet and hang out with the
Probably could go to Mexico.
Yeah, that's true, but then you'd really kill yourself. Hey, Bob?
Yeah.
What are you living off of?
My parents.
And how much do you drink? I'm just curious.
I drink beer, and I probably drink 15, 16, 17 cans a night. I don't drink all day. It's usually at night.
Can you join the Peace Corps being alcoholic?
No, you got to have a degree to be in the Peace Corps.
Is that true?
You need treatment, Bob. You got to do it. And
I also had a question, Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Ever since I was like 13 or so, I've had problems with my vision. It's one doctor said that I had a photosensitivity, but he didn't quite understand the whole thing, I don't think. I have that, like, whenever I see bright lights or anything, like, the image still stays in my vision. But also it's almost like a distortion, and it's been getting worse.
Distortion's like where you make faces out of those images or anything?
Not really faces, just
pink elephants?
Random distortion of my vision.
I mean, all bets are off when you're using that much alcohol. It could be anything.
And that's been getting worse the last couple of years. Whenever I smell things like gasoline or any kind of strong chemical, it kind of makes that worse.
I'm not sure what that is, but it would be something that couldn't really be evaluated unless you were off alcohol completely. Hey, tomorrow a former patient of mine's coming in who was a musician and has become an artist and is having a one-man show this weekend. He wanted to promote a little bit, but I'm going to have him
tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. Is he coming in tomorrow? Yeah, I want to have him tell a little bit of the story of his recovery and what that's been like. And he's been hit some pretty low places and had some pretty substantial miracles happen.
Small
since.
steps. Little successes every day.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, Bob, just chip away. I mean, hey, can Bob do this? And I know Drew says no, but this is what I base my life on. If he's drinking 14 beers a day, can he see if he can get down to 10 for a while?
Yeah, it doesn't.
He got to go cold turkey.
He's got to go cold turkey because there's a certain stage in alcoholism where you can control it, but he's past that.
Okay, but can he go down to 10 and try to whittle it down to a 6-pack before he goes cold turkey so it's not as abrupt?
Would it make a difference?
Why not?
Probably won't make a big difference.
Why not?
He's suicidal.
It just doesn't make a big difference. Plus, his life's in danger right now.
Why do all my ideas suck?
I don't know. Look into that.
I thought your model airplane ideas were
those are some pretty strong ideas. Yeah, thank you. I went to the. You ever go to the market? I don't know. I was thinking about this with Bob, but you ever go to the market and buy like a weird combination of things, and you don't realize it until you're standing at the counter with people looking at you and reaching for your wallet? Like, most of the time you go to the market, you buy like some lettuce, some cheese, and some milk, and some shampoo or something. But every once in a while, you go in there and you get like a bottle of tampons, bottle of red wine, and some sleeping pills, and like some bacon or something like a weird thing. And then you realize as you're standing at the counter, asking where the Robitussin is, you're thinking people are looking around at you, and you're thinking, okay, this is a pretty wild combo, but this is total coincidence. I was standing at the counter today on the way in here at the Mayfair Market with deodorant, red wine, and sleeping pills, and I thought,
sleeping pills?
Yeah.
No, like
where'd you get them?
Sleeping. It's over the counter stuff.
Oh, you're gonna get weird on that.
I am.
Oh yeah.
That's weird stuff.
Like
I'll talk on the break.
You mean eating the deodorant's going to get me weird?
Could do that too.
Like Tylenol PM kind of crap?
Yeah, like that. Why is that going to get me weird, Drew? I'm a heavyweight, though, brother. You don't know. You don't know, Drew. You see me on those planes. Drew's a lightweight. I drink like 15 Bloody Marys and I fly the plane. At least I think I'm flying the plane. I don't know. Drew, I'm good. I'm a good drunk, though, right?
You're very loquacious.
Is that good?
Talkative.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Please. I just need your full attention, that's all.
While you talk.
Going through one of your goddamn Scantron tests while I'm discussing my childhood. All right. Bogart and the warm mixed nut cup. All right. We'll take ourselves a little break. The flies are here. We'll be back after this.
Oh, yeah. Everybody now. Loveline will be right back.
Treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson City Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
Listen, Drew, your assertion that I'm some sort of budding drug addict, alcoholic, heroin addict, sex freak, just
budding?
Waiting, there's one, in the latent stage waiting to climb out of me is ridiculous. I have been at everything for 15 years.
All right, then stop it all.
And nothing has taken.
Oh, then why have you been doing it for 15 years?
I have not smoked pot since I was in Mexico.
A week ago.
Oh, please. Listen, I was there for a bachelor party. I have smoked pot.
How about masturbation? Let's talk about that. That took.
Yeah. I don't look at that.
You've been at that for 15 years, too.
I don't look at that as a problem.
Why just cold turkey that?
How long?
6 months.
Oh. I thought you were going to say like 11 hours or something.
You can still have sex with your girlfriend. You can still engage.
Yeah, but I'm not home. I'm not home enough for that. I mean,
am I missing something here? Are you a chronic masturbator? Is that what you say?
I am. I'm good for once a day.
Are you serious?
Does that seem like a lot to you?
I got to tell you, I haven't done that in like 2 years.
Once a day?
No, I haven't done
at all
masturbation by myself in 2 years. But I have, I can't imagine once a day doing that. I think there's something wrong there.
Are you asking me?
No, I swear
There's
to
something
God.
wrong with you, too.
What's wrong with you, brother?
No, I've had a girlfriend and in a very serious relationship.
That shouldn't interrupt your masturbatory schedule.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe longer.
Oh, my God.
Even when I'm away for long periods of time, I'm always worried about something and busy and whatever. But, I mean, once a day, where do you find time for something like that?
First off, if you do it enough, you really hone it down to a razor's edge where it really only takes like 45 seconds to a minute and a half. I mean, it's not like I got to set aside
Maybe that's why
a couple hours a day. I get home. I get home in the middle of the night. What is this, turn into some kind of roast or something?
No, I just want to try to break through some of your denial, just a little bit.
True, masturbating once a day is not excessive. All real men do that. I got news for all of you.
I got news for you. Grown men, I think, when they reach a certain age, do not masturbate every day.
Oh, yes, they do. All my friends do.
True, you masturbate every day?
No.
I'm telling you, I don't know. My dad, had 9 kids. I don't think he was masturbating a lot.
Well, I mean, he was late a lot.
But when
obviously
you're not doing either when you have 9 kids sitting around.
Yeah, but
yeah, you can't find time. Hey, Mike, come on. Now, don't tell me you don't spank it once a day.
Well, hey, Mike.
Not once a day, man. I'm too busy.
Oh, please.
I work too many hours.
Oh, please.
Ann, once a day?
Don't play coy.
No, Ann is on that.
Twice a day, maybe, but not once.
Please, I've seen that pit you live in. Ridiculous. Nothing but pornography and drugs in there.
Ridiculous.
I cannot believe that. What is this, some kind of intervention?
I think so.
That. Hey, I'm looking at once a day as being
Realize
real
now he's going to experience such shame at this. He's going to stop talking about it. He's talked about it because everybody else does this.
Everybody does. I need my listeners to support me on this one.
But grown-up listeners, it's different if you got your hormones raging. Over 25, you're in a relationship with an adult woman and you're getting married. I mean,
a lot of guys react by feeling guilty or inadequate if they have to masturbate at all. Because your partner is supposed to provide that for you. Not necessarily. It's not wrong if you do.
I leave the house at 10 in the morning, come home at 12:30 at night.
For you, just bring your girlfriend.
Like throw a hooker in the back of my car to give me a hand job while I drive to work at night?
Is there a denial thing going on? You got the relationship, you don't see her for 3 months, and you masturbate every day?
Weird. For me,
That's
it's a point.
weird.
It's a point of pride.
Every day?
I masturbate every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you're 20. How old are you?
You're 24 years old. How old are you?
I'm 48. I'm 34 years old. I'm 34 years young. Thank you very much. Listen, let me explain the masturbatory schedule.
Oh, please.
I don't get any nookie until the weekend, okay? Because that's the only night that I'm home or the only morning or day that I have any time to spend with my fiancé. I do not have at myself traditionally on the weekends, because I am in the presence of my fiancée. During the week, I go at myself like a raccoon going through a trash can. You understand? Because it is part of the ritual. I come home at 12:30.
The ritual.
I have a glass of wine.
The ritual.
I smoke a cigarette.
That's weird.
About 1 o'clock, I don't think I'm going to masturbate, and about 1:03, I'm whacking off. And that is my ritual.
There's something wrong.
How do you feel at 105?
See how many 30-year-old men you can get to call that do that.
How do you feel at 105?
I feel like I've purged myself, like I got a glass of red wine in me. Why?
Ashamed and disgusted. And he won't talk to his therapist about this. I've been kicking his nuts about this for a while.
I was practicing my mantra.
Yeah, in the sink. I mean, I don't.
Do you watch pornographic material or something, or can you do it all in your mind?
Adam, you go for the standing Hampton?
I like to. Yes, I like to break it up. I'll tell you. I like to keep myself a little off balance.
Like a transformer, you go into 3 different modes.
Keeps it fresh. Once in a while, I wander into the bathroom, do a little vertical job. on other nights, it's there on the sofa with the VCR cranked up. I like to keep it going. I'll tell you part of the problem, quite honestly, late night programming. It's hard to watch cable at 1 in the morning without some titillation. All HBO and all those stations, Cinemax, they're all running that cheesy softcore stuff. And then you switch it around, and it's like, hi, I'm Sheila. I want to party with you.
Your bunker is,
yeah, but
store.
that kickstarts me.
I see. That's the problem.
I watched the History Channel.
He won't talk to his therapist about it.
What am I going to talk to him about?
Look at the reality is
I think there's an issue
of reality. You got Adam over here who hasn't changed since he was 16, and he gets a lot of poontang, and he doesn't need to masturbate. You have Josh over here who can empathize with my situation.
But he's 14 years your junior.
He'll be going. No,
I mean,
24. You're 10 years younger than me. You'll be going 10 years from now.
I'm 24, but I mean, I also have a beautiful wife, and I mean, I'm not
exactly
it's not like
which
I'm
he
like,
lives with.
Where is she? She here?
Yeah,
Is she back there? Yeah, you got to say
Michelle.
something. Yeah, you got to say something nice. Yeah, she is beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
But she understands your man. You didn't stop flossing because you guys got married, or stop brushing your teeth, did
God,
you?
no.
This is something you've been doing for a while.
Every day, not every day.
Well, I mean, it's hard sometimes
That's what I'm saying.
to do it every day.
He's substituting his relationship for that act, which is
I just
selfish.
think it ought to be explored with a therapist.
Really?
You have your therapist there.
Also,
at 103.
Masturbation is very safe sex.
Thank you.
But he's engaged.
It should be more.
Especially if you're engaged.
You know, Adam, there's a reason for everything.
I should explore it with my maid and my plumber more than I should my therapist, to be quite honest with you.
You think your therapist tomorrow, right?
No, I went today.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, well, I'll be back in
You're
a
a
week.
wacky guy. I didn't realize you were that
How do you mean wacky?
He's getting judgmental.
Please.
This show
These guys that travel around the world like gypsies getting tattooed and hepatitis from swimming in bad water, and they're passing judgment on me because I like to relieve a little steam every night. I have a lot of tension in my day.
Yeah, Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass.
Thank you. Jeez. And Mike, come on. I wish you'd fess up and explain your masturbatory schedule so we could all feel
Up
better.
to very recently, I will say, once a night. But
Thank
You know what? I
get
was
too tired now.
I was disturbed about one thing. I do not masturbate, but
that disturbs me.
But
so
you
how
asked
do you
me.
like that?
We were on TV once, and you said, "I bet you can find porn in my house." I said, "No, no way. It's not around." We were moving, came across that stuff. Somebody came here and left off with us.
What are you talking about? Oh, here in this studio?
Yeah, you know, somebody would leave these videos, like we had Janine in here one night or something.
Right.
They handed it off. I found it in the drawer in my house.
Well, how to get home?
I took it home, but the point is, I had no idea it was there.
All right. What'd you do with it? You tell me throw it away, I'll kick you right in the nuts.
It got packed, I think. It got put away somewhere because I went around.
But I actually don't believe it's every night. I think if you really go back and you put a mark on a calendar and you say, and if it is every night, if it's every night, then I think that's wacky.
No, I'm good for, in my current schedule, as I said, not weekends, I'm good for probably 4 or 5 nights a week, but I can tell you, in the past, it's a busy schedule. For every day I missed, I squeezed off a deuce day, so it made up.
You guys know, no calls this segment because this is a historical night. It's a big breakthrough night for Adam. All that denial just come crashing out. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for this intervention.
Just let me enjoy my weenie, please.
Absolutely.
I think we've all learned here
I think
an important experience, and
I don't think
Adam,
you could get the calls.
We're expecting you to access treatment, or we're not going to be in your life any longer.
I don't think you could get the 34-year-old guys every night. If you're like real trillistic every night.
I swear to God, all my friends, once a day seems light to them.
That's a healthy libido. You can't deny yourself an arm wrestle with the smallest midget.
But he has a woman. He has a woman, a fiancée that could come over, a quickie, intimate relationship.
She can't. I come home at 1 in the morning.
She could be here.
Oh, here in the studio?
That my dad would say she would be here, and then you're done, and then you're gone.
Right, you're right. I should get her quit her job so I can get blown under the desk.
At 9 o'clock at night.
And not masturbate.
Just get a red devil.
All right. Listen, I'm sick of all you. I wash my hands with all you. But take a little break. All right, we'll be back.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back.
Thank you all for participating tonight. I think we've learned something.
You're welcome.
Good job.
It's really gonna, and don't think it's gonna slow me down.
Oh
one
no,
stroke.
we don't have any delusions about that. We're just gonna go to our Al-Anon meeting.
So tonight at 1:03, everyone. Pray for
Adam.
Sorry.
A moment of silence for 1 million of Adam's lost children.
Yeah. Actually, I'm a little closer to 115, but we'll see. I like to surprise myself. All right, boys? All right. And I'll be thinking of all of you. Each and every one of you.
That's sweet.
The Flies, everybody. Holiday Man. Go out and get that CD. Thanks for coming in, guys. Anytime, as soon as you like. We always enjoy you. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo. Just let me enjoy my weenie, please.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station.